What's happening, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yours truly here, Mike Marino, live from my mother's basement, Tuesday night. It's 8 o'clock in New Jersey, and it's 5 o'clock here in Los Angeles, California. I flew back to Los Angeles last night. I'm in my place here, and it's good to be back. I haven't been here for over 8 months. Before the pandemic, I was on a plane every weekend somewhere around the world. Then the pandemic hit. I stayed here in Los Angeles for a couple of months with all the clubs that were closed, nowhere to go, nothing to do. I got on my horse and headed back to California. Something's wrong with my Instagram. Let me see what's what over here. Hold on a minute. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hang out, everybody, just 1 second. I hope everybody's doing good. I did take a nice long walk around Los Angeles, North Hollywood area today, and I don't know what happened, but things have certainly changed. Of course, okay, so we're on Instagram now. Sorry about that. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? Suzanne, how you doing? Dennis, what's going on? Magdalena, Dixie, hi, everybody. Let's begin tonight's show, shall we? As you can see, I took my sign from behind the bar because it travels with me. And here we are. This is North Hollywood, California. And if you don't know about this area and you're in different parts of the country, North Hollywood would be like what I would say is Hoboken in New Jersey. And Hollywood would be Manhattan. And so what would happen is people live in Hoboken, they travel into Manhattan. People live in North Hollywood, they travel into Hollywood. It's so that you could spend a lot less money here and then go into Hollywood, because Hollywood at one time, of course, was a lot more expensive than North Hollywood. However, there was a time, let's say a year ago before the pandemic hit, there was a time where North Hollywood, and I hopefully still will be, is the place to be. This is the place to be. There's shops, tons and tons of theaters. There's so many theaters in this area. It looks like 42nd and 8th in New York City. It looks like the Great White Way. They're all closed. All these theaters are closed. It's so sad. Please, Lord, open, open, open. Okay, a friend of mine has a great theater, the 68-cent theater, and they had to close their doors because they weren't making any money and they weren't putting on any shows, and the landlord said, that's enough, pull the plug. In walking distance of this area is the Ha Ha Comedy Club. It's owned by Jack and his wife, and they are the best, nice, sweet, caring, loving people. They own a great comedy club, put on great shows. The saddest thing is it's closed. It's closed a year now. A whole year. In fact, the last comedy show at the Ha Ha Comedy Club was me and my friend Stevie D. It was a Friday night. I want to say it was March 13th, around that time, and that was it. And even at that night, there wasn't that many people, because people at that time were still afraid to go into the club because the pandemic was actually just starting. If I was to take a walk from where I am here in my place, I've been in this place for like 28 years. If I was to leave this place, I could walk to the club, and on my way to that club, great restaurants, great bars, just great shops. There's a church. So that's where I take my morning walk to see, and then there's a track, a racetrack or a exercise track that takes you into Burbank, Studio City, and it is great. And then it goes right by the airport. Now, if you're around this area, you know what I'm talking about. It's a great place. They made it really, really wonderful. There's outdoor gyms. Well, before the pandemic, there was a few homeless people, maybe a tent or two somewhere. Under the bridge this morning, and under two other bridges of the 101 freeway and the 134 freeway, in an area where I walked every day for 28 years here in this area, I never saw what I saw today ever. and I was shocked. There were people who were telling me I'm in for a big surprise. Be careful. Try not to get too upset. But, ladies and gentlemen, there was more homeless people. Oh, let me do this real quick because Harry Basil's watching the show right now. And if I don't say where I'm going to be next weekend, he's probably going to shut off the TV. Harry, I love you. You are one of the most legendary comedians in the world. Got to direct and be friends with some of the biggest comedy stars in the world, like the legend himself, Rodney Dangerfield. And next weekend, I'm going to the Laugh Factory inside the Tropicana on March 11 through March 14. I know the dates, it's in my head. I can't wait to go. So, folks, if you're watching, I know we're selling tickets. Harry, I'm going to be selling a lot of tickets. I'm getting a lot of phone calls. This weekend, one of my friends, Angelo Sarukis, is at the Laugh Factory inside the Tropicana in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then next weekend, March 11 through March 14, 2 shows Thursday, 3 shows Friday, 3 shows Saturday, and 2 shows on Sunday, 8:30 and I believe 10 or 10:30, and then the midnight show where we're going to get crazy. So if you're out there, come on to Vegas. If you're out there, even if you're not there, come to Las Vegas, have some fun. They're bringing comedy back. We're back. Maybe not at 100%, but just enough. That's the Tropicana, the Laugh Factory inside the Tropicana Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yours truly and my friends who are going to be on the show too. Great comedians are on the show. Michael Lenoche is on the show, and he's one of my favorite comedians. And another comedian who's hosting the show, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but Harry Basil. We're coming. We're going to have some fun. I hope I get to see you and your wife and your family. We'll go into the green room. Harry Basil, he tells everybody he's Greek, but he's not. He's Italian. He's from Jersey. All right, so we were talking about this neighborhood, and unfortunately, there's a mass amount of homeless people. And they put up these tents, and they brought in these wooden beams and sheetrock and wherever they get it, wherever they find it, and then the town put out, porta johns so that they have a place to go to the bathroom. But there's every crazy thing sitting, these poor people, and you just wonder, doesn't somebody want to go over there and say, hey everybody, come on, let's go and let's do what we need to do. Mark Badger, Mike, a great 2,000 seat club called Club Red in Mesa, Arizona closed this week. It said, oh, geez, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I refuse to call this the new normal. There's a lot of people who are saying this is the new normal. No, this is the new bullshit. That's what you call it. This is the new bullshit. It's not the new normal. There's nothing normal about it. If you want to call it anything, call it the new abnormal. This is the new abnormal. After this abnormal, what's the new abnormal going to be? It's bullshit, and you all know it. I should have been president of the United States. I'd have straightened this fucking shit out in no time. Sometimes I really get upset with what's going on in politics, because nobody knows how to speak to anybody. No, we need somebody who's broke to go into the White House and run the country. Somebody who knows how to be, not richer than rich. Do you talk about the pandemic in your show? Asking for a friend, LOL. Hey, Bird Fox. Actually, no, I don't, because I don't think there's anything funny about it. I'll do it in my broadcast right now, but I won't do it. Hey, Gigi, how you doing, man? Gigi Buffano. He's from Italy. This is a great guy. He writes into all the shows, and I appreciate that. I hope you and I are good friends now, buddy. I appreciate that. Mike Marino for president in 2024. Thank you. Bam! Live from LA. John Fossiter, great friend, great fan. You always write BAM. What does that mean? B-A-M. Is that an acronym? I'm old school. I don't even know what acronyms are. Oh no, here comes Gigi. Yeah, no, he's a good guy now. Anthony Rena, it's nice to see you. Thank you so much for ordering all the swag that someone who's for the PPL. Yeah, someone who's for the people. This is what I would do. Okay, check this out. And I don't mean this in a bad way. But now they're looking at the governor of the state of California like he's a jerk because he's not opening up things the way he's supposed to. And also Cuomo in New York because he's starting to look like a jerk. And now they're going to bring him up on charges of maybe doing something he wasn't supposed to do. If I was a governor, if I was the president, I'd say to people like this, listen, I'm not a scientist. I have to deliver the message to you people from what I hear. Now, I ask these people all the time, are you sure? Are you sure this is the right thing to do? And then you relay it to the people. You don't go on Twitter and make an ass of yourself. You don't start fights with people who are in politics. You smooth things out, right? I don't have a wife. I'm not married. I don't have any children. So nobody needs to go digging into my past at all. There was a time where if you digged into somebody's past, they kicked your ass in the street because it was none of your business. That's what my mother always said. That's none of your business. And then you proceed forward. Unless what you're doing affects the people in the world. Right now, what I would do wouldn't affect anybody in a bad way. It would affect them in a good way. Here's what I think I would do. I just saw all these homeless people. We should go help them immediately. And I don't mean move them to another place. Maybe have somebody go out there who's a social worker and start to diagnose why they're there. Because I don't think people who are homeless because they can't make ends meet just happen upon going underneath a bridge. These people actually look for something that would help them get out of the situation and go forward. Maybe ask your family for help. Maybe bunk up with your family. But some of these people out there that are homeless are missing something. Something's not right. So I think they need a little extra help. You feeling me? And we should make that happen. It's not that big of a deal. We can't just close down all these places like this because... Hold on a minute. Brother Mike, Arsenio Hall mentioned a Mike Marino on Howard Stern. Hope it's you. Welcome back to LA. Bad times out here. Homeless is way out of control. That's for the start. Yeah, Robert, I don't know if it was me he mentioned. It would be really nice if it was. I think Arsenio Hall is a great comedian. He had a great show. I'm not an extremely close friend of his, but I do see him at the Laugh Factory from time to time. But I think I'm actually going to trickle on out after the podcast right now to, I'm going to go down to Melrose Avenue and see what's left of Melrose. My cookbook is coming out in May. I'm going to send you a copy. Cooking for One and such. Pandemic has me becoming a good little chef. Send me a book. I'd love to have a cookbook for one. That's coming in from my friend Dixie. But I was talking about Melrose Avenue here in Hollywood, California. Greatest strip, Sunset Strip, Hollywood Boulevard, everything just closed. But they started to open up a couple of things, and on Melrose Avenue is one of my favorite places, a nice Italian place called Frankie's on Melrose. Robert Monzi, I know you know what I'm talking about. It's a great restaurant. It seems like it's a little taste of New York City in Hollywood, and that's where I'm probably going to try to hang out a little bit while I'm here. I just flew in last night, so I'm supposed to quarantine for 10 days, and then I head out to Las Vegas, so I plan that accordingly. I was actually asked by the Laugh Factory today in Hollywood to go by and do a podcast with them tomorrow, but I'm trying to do what's right. God forbid I was infected and I got somebody else sick. I could never live like that, so I'm not going to do it, and I'm just going to stay here and drink my beer, stay in my little place. But we were talking about what I would do if I was running the country. I just think we need to have somebody running the country who's got a little finesse, who knows how to talk to people a little bit better. You know damn well when we watch certain people on TV, we want to put them in a headlock and choke them because they're saying some stupid ass shit. Why not a person who actually addresses the issue in a way that makes people feel like, you know what? He's just as surprised at what's going on in the world as we are. I could trust a guy like that. You know, how come a president is always dressed in a suit and prepared to make a speech when something bad happens. Wouldn't you be caught like that old saying, with your pants down? Like, what if you were sleeping and you get the phone call, and Mr. President, you won't believe it, but there's millions of vaccines and we can't find a 500,000, whatever that shit is. He should be like, oh fuck, what's going on, man? What? Why didn't you call me? What's going on? Let me go on TV right away. This way, you know he's telling the truth. You got him. You got him caught. Let's read in a couple of emails right now while I'm doing this. Why did leave the East Coast? I left the East Coast. I didn't leave the East Coast. I have a house in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, and I have a place here in North Hollywood, California. And I was always going back and forth living on a plane, technically, because I had shows there, shows here. So if I was on the East Coast, I'd do like Florida, I'd do Chicago, Pennsylvania, and Boston. And here on the East Coast, you go up to San Francisco, you go to Sacramento, you go to San Diego, you play Arizona, you play different places like this. All right, right now, one of my friends that I want to go see, Robert Cortro, who owns a great Italian deli, Foggia Italian Market and Deli. Look, I don't even have any notes. I remember. He's in Lakewood, California. I'm coming to see you. You need to come to Foggia Italian Market and get some goodies. Tomorrow. What do you say sometime tomorrow or Thursday? Robert, I'm coming to see you and your wife, and you can stack me up with some beautiful, nice Italian stuff. I really appreciate that, Robert. Right now, my friend, my new friend, and I want to call him a friend. He's an Italian guy, and he's in Italy. And we call him Gigi. I just want to clear the air here. I really love Mike. Thank you, son of a bitch. What a great guy. How cool is that? He's Italian because he's first generation, and he still lives with his mom, like me, and I'm 35 years old. Well, I'm 55, so I got you on that one. Thank you, Gigi. I appreciate that. And I like the fact that he actually says mom. Now, in my family, we always said mom. We never said nona or nona. We always said grandma, grandpa. I really don't know why. But most of my friends whose family comes from Italy did say nona and nona. And I miss my grandmother. I miss my grandfather. I miss all those people. So, Gigi, thank you so much. We're friends now. Keep on writing into the show. I love the fact that he actually watches the show. He has an opinion. And you know what? I actually know what he's talking about. Sometimes, in maybe New Jersey, New York, fourth, fifth generation Italians have that thing like Jersey Shore, and sometimes it doesn't look all that great. And I think that's what you meant, didn't you, Gigi? Well, look at him. He actually speaks great English because he understands what I'm saying, whereas I wish I was bilingual, and I am just a little bit. Nanny, yeah, right? Nanny, Nana. My cousin Lisa Marino is always watching everything I do, and I have a lot of relatives with the name Mike Marino. Michael Marino. There's Mike Marino Sr., Mike Marino Jr., Quad Jr., whatever the hell that is, but I appreciate everybody watching. Always was grandma and grandpa too, grew up in Brooklyn. So there's people who are writing in right now stating the fact that not everybody said nanny, not everybody said nona, or for whatever reasons, but I said grandma, grandpa. We also say things like, get the fuck out of here, which meant, could you leave us alone? And now we are all pals with Gigi. See how cool that is? All right, we made a friend, a paisan in Italy. He writes into the show all the time, and I really, really appreciate that. Please come out and support Mike Marino March 20th at the Count Basie. Oh, somebody's writing that. Right now, if you're listening to the show on Spotify and all that great stuff, Google iPod and Pad and Piss and Pat, I think it's really wonderful that you guys are all writing into the show. And John, thank you so much, and some of my friends. Remember, we are doing March 20th at the Count Basie. It's my first time back in the Count Basie as a solo artist in over a year and a half. I'm only letting in 150 people at a time. So the first show, 7 o'clock, sold out, can't get a seat. New show added, 9:30. I think there's like 50 tickets left. Get on it, because they're going to sell. And everybody's going to say at the last minute, oh man, can you get me in? Can you get me in? And I kind of can't. So thebasie.org is the way to get tickets for the March 20th show. Lisa Wilkins, I saw you yesterday for the first time by a friend's house, and I never laughed so hard. Keep up the great work. You're fantastic. Who's your friend, Lisa? Where were you? All right, let me take some questions right now since that just happened. And there's some more people writing in how they say Nona and Nona, as we always said Grandpa and Grandpa, but at least everybody's paying attention and listening to the show. I didn't even get to some of the shit that I want to talk about. I didn't have a guest tonight because I'm quarantined. I just got off a plane yesterday. Next Tuesday night, I'm going to have Michael Lenoche on the show. Hopefully, he will get his nose checked and he'll come over and show us that he's negative and have the show here with me. Mike, can I bring wine on the plane? Well, I don't know if that's a question for me to answer, but since I think that wine is for me, Dora, who has a wine company, and you're coming to Vegas to see me, and I hope Harry Basil is still watching the show because that means people are flying into Las Vegas to watch me perform. Okay, they're coming in from California. It's only an hour, but it's still a trip. I say yes, bring the wine. In fact, if you pack the wine the way you packed it when you mailed it to me, put it underneath the plane. It'll get to Las Vegas, and we will have that wine. John, you can get it from Joey with the piece. We said pop, pop, grandpop. Am I the only Jew watching the show? No, you're not. Will you be selling any of your merchandise at the Count Basie? Are you performing in California? Where ABC? We're in Vegas. Oh wow! Thank you so much for all these questions, everybody. I really appreciate that. That's fucking badass. In Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm going to be at the Tropicana. It's actually the Laugh Factory Comedy Club inside the Tropicana. That's March 11th through March 14th. And yes, I have two shows this weekend here in California. This Friday night, I believe it's March 5, and Saturday night, March 6th, I'm at the Canyon in Montclair, California. And the reason why I'm able to do that, it's an outdoor event. So, hi Meryl, how you doing? Meryl Beccaro, married to a good friend of mine, or Meryl's a friend too. Rich Beccaro, thank you so much. In a checked bag you can. Look, I like the fact that all my friends and fans are writing to each other explaining what to do when it comes to smuggling wine from Napa Valley to Vegas. But I don't think you need to smuggle it. Mike, bring your cooler when you come to Foggia. We will fill it for you. Avangul. You don't understand. Ladies and gentlemen, in Lakewood, California, there really is one of the ultimate greatest Italian delis called Foggia Italian Deli and Market. And I met this man because he became a fan of what I do, and he came to the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, California. And one night I was eating his sandwich on stage and people were going crazy. And I told him, look, stop going to Subway. Are you out of your minds? You go to Foggia Italian Deli. So I went down there myself. And of course, if you know the right Italian people, they really get your culture. They know who you are. They know your feeling. They know your family. You don't order the food. You don't say anything. They just put it in your plate and shove it in your face and say, now get the hell out of here. Now, if that happens to you, you know you're going home with the greatest food you've ever had in your life, because they're giving you what they love so much that you know you're going to love it too. Okay, now we got supersad, of course. We got gabagool. We got cheeses. But he has these stuffed red peppers that are out of the... Oh, I can't wait to get down here. It's a stuffed red pepper. And it's like a cheese in there. I want to say there's a little bit of a cream cheese in it. It's like a cream cheese in this red pepper. And when you bite it, it squirts all over your face. That's when you're eating good. I'm hungry as hell right now. I can't believe I'm talking like this. Might have to get down there. Okay? Stuffed red peppers. And I love that type of a thing. Then there's mushrooms, stuffed red in the marinade, which is absolutely out of control. And then there's, you know what? I got this bottle of wine the last time I was down there. I haven't had it. It was 9 months ago. Mr. Quattro, I hope you're watching. I still got your wine. I haven't. I'm going to drink this tonight. No, you know what? I'll wait this week. I'll have it this week when I go down there and I grab my stuff. Paulie, you got to come down there with me. You got to see this guy's restaurant. It's out of control. We're going to have a... You can fill your liquor and gel bag with 3-ounce limit. Oh, look, everybody's telling everybody how to smuggle wine to Las Vegas. I'm driving from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. One of my favorite drives. Takes 4 hours. I pull over, have lunch somewhere. In fact, Robert, see, boom, I got your wine from the last time I was down there. I'll bring this wine with me when I drive to Vegas, or maybe I'll come down there and get another couple of bottles. You make me some snacks, Italian antibast, and I'll eat that on my drive to Las Vegas. Bam! Does Foggia have a number 4? Okay, it does, John. Yes. Foggia Italian Market in Deli in Lakewood, California has a Mike Marino sandwich. They do. It's not a number 4, it's a meatball sandwich, and we're going to have a lot of fun when I go down there. I have this since the pandemic started. I didn't drink it because I went to New Jersey. You know what else I have since the pandemic started? A roll of toilet paper, because when everybody was racing for the roll of toilet paper, I went and got some too. But my toilet paper says, "Make America Italian again." Make America Italian again. Wipe your ass with this. Make America Italian again. Wipe your ass with this. Pop it open. Yeah, I should. Stuffed peppers are delightful. They really are. And this deli really is the shit. I mean that in the greatest way. Sawdust on the floor. You get all kinds of boxes of pasta, homemade delicacies, cheeses, you name it. It's just the best. Friendly people. Everybody's behind the counter laughing, joking, making sure you get the best. So I'm going to be meatballs. Oh, I'm so hungry. I was trying so hard to lose weight. Look how fat I am. So anyhow, but how do I get it to you at the show? Dora, if you want to bring some wine for me to the show in Las Vegas, not a problem. Bring me as many bottles as you can. I appreciate that, and all you have to do is call me. You know my phone number, and let me know that you're in the casino, and I'll meet you at the show or after the show, or we'll go out and have some cocktails. And hey, Vinny Medugno. Vinny Medugno is one of the most unbelievable singers, ladies and gentlemen. He was on my show. I say mama, but no one in Italy considers those third, fourth, fifth, sixth Italians just because their last name is Italian. Doesn't mean they're Italian. They don't even know what ciao means. All right, Gigi. Thank you very much for your inspiration, buddy. I appreciate you. But Vinny Medugno is going to be singing on stage just before I come out on stage and do my comedy show at the Mountain Lakes Mansion, which is a catering hall, on March 27. And we just added a fantastic radio personality, Vinny. Who did we add? Brooklyn's own Joe Causey. So if you're listening in New York, Connecticut, Florida, New Jersey, March 27th, the Mansion, me, comedy, Vinny Medugno, music, and the legend himself, Joe Causey, from I think it's 101.5. Brooklyn's own Joe Causey is going to be on the stage with us. We're going to have a lot of fun. Go to MikeMarino.net and you'll check that out, right? We're going to have a fun. That's right, Joe Causey is going to be great. And that, of course, that's after we do Vegas. Sausage and Peppers, Bert, you're damn right. Foggia, you need to come to the Space Coast of Florida. Space Coast, I'll donate my time. Frank Foster, where's the oil? Anybody got any questions? Come on, bring them in. Let's have some questions. Let's have some fun. And I'm going to get in my car and take a drive down the Sunset Strip and see how quiet Hollywood is. Very, very sad. Here in California, they do have the new Johnson & Johnson shot. You don't need 2 shots. You just need 1, which is really cool. And I am 55 years old. I qualify to get 1. So hopefully I can make that happen. I'd like to do it and get it over with so I can tell everybody I don't got the cooties. I call it the cooties. Marianne Maizano is one of the funniest female entertainers in the country. You should look her up. She's chiming into the show right now in Instagram. Or have you? Ask that question again, Sarah. Oh, do you have smoke grass? Do you smoke grass? Oh, do I get stoned? Is that the question? Sarah wants to know if I smoke grass. Love me some boom boom. Oh, wow, you guys know each other. Okay, that's great. The question is, do I smoke grass? Well, yeah, but I haven't called it grass in probably 30 years, if I called it grass at all, ever. We said marijuana when we were younger. We say weed, maybe dope, or have you smoked grass? But never called it grass. But I think I'm going to start calling it grass because that's kind of cool. Here in California, in walking distance, there's a place to get medicinal marijuana or medical marijuana, recreational marijuana. And I prefer to not smoke it as grass. I smoke the little cylinders because when you're done, you can just throw it out. And it's a little easier on my throat and my chest. And I do believe people should smoke marijuana because it makes you relax. You're never going to argue with anybody if you're high. You can't. You'd rather go to Foggia Italian Deli and Market and eat them out of house and home. That's what people should do. I'm drinking a beer right now, a Coors Light, right? A lot of people drink beer. After a six-pack of beer, what do guys do? They get aggressive. They want to fight. They start thinking they know it all. They start telling you about the way things are, but they really aren't. Smoke a nice joint, mellow out, relax, don't fight nobody, right? Weed and Italian food. If I was high, I can eat an entire pizza by myself. That's one of the reasons why sometimes I don't like to get high because it does give you the munchies. But if you go to one of these medical marijuana places right here in walking distance, like going to the 7-Eleven, there's some that you can get that don't make you that hungry. It actually a little bit lighter and it makes you a little bit happier. Fratello, when I went to New York, Italian Americans used to call me Zip and Greaseball. Why do they call us this? What does that mean? Well, you know what? I'm glad that you called me Fratello. And no one's ever called me a greaseball. And never everybody ever called me Zip. I don't believe I've ever heard that one. And you know what, Gigi? If anybody calls you something that makes you uncomfortable, pretend you didn't hear them. Keep watching a show like this. Enjoy yourself. Laugh a little bit. And have some fun. Now we're friends. All right? Tell Fogia I'll be there for envelope on Tuesday. John Frieda. John Frieda, great friend from Jersey City, New Jersey. Thank you so much. He's also one of the co-stars in my web series Make America Italian Again, which is a comedy that you could all watch on my YouTube channel at Mike Marino Live. And I hope you guys will watch that. I smoked actual grass, thought I was a cow. Oh, that is hilarious. H.C. Carhart said she smoked grass and she thought she was a cow. If that's a girl, I can't really see. But that is funny as shit. Hey, John, how you doing? Guy, how you doing? It's nice to see everybody. This is some funny stuff. I'm glad I'm taking in the questions. I had so much shit I wanted to talk about. I got to get my taxes done this year. And I'm going to get it done here in California in the next couple of weeks. And the funniest thing is, my accountant called me and said, can you give me a ballpark estimate on how much money you made in 2020? And I said, yeah, just call unemployment and tell them that you want to know what I made. I didn't make shit. The first 3 months of the year, January, February, March, was really taking off for me. Shit was going down. But we all got screwed, so didn't make any money. Sold some t-shirts, but don't tell nobody because I'm collecting unemployment. I guess I just told everybody. I'm fucked. Fucking hate doing my taxes. Yeah, I have somebody else do it. I don't know how to figure that all out. Hey, Guy, how you doing, man? It's nice to see you. Thank you for writing in. Bert, I love you. Bert Fox. They used to call us Italians WAPs, which stood for without papers. Truth? Actually, no. That's a fable, if we even use the word fable anymore. I was told by my godfather that WAP meant un guapo, which meant good-looking man. So if you really want to, why don't we just say un guapo, which meant good-looking man, and we can forget about the whole thing. I never call anybody anything other than you're an asshole. And everybody knows who's an asshole and who's not. Dude, all the way. But only if I didn't feel like being a woman this morning. Oh, H.C. Carhart. Well, thank you very much for that. I can't see your picture. It's too small. But um, let me know which one, and we'll do a nice big shout out. Are you going to do a show in Long Beach Laugh Factory? Unfortunately, the answer to Robert Quattro's question is no. The Laugh Factory in Long Beach is closed. The Laugh Factory in Hollywood is doing virtual shows. I might go there this week, and we'll see what that's all about. But I am doing two shows this Friday and Saturday night at the Canyon in Montclair, and then I'm going to do more podcasts, and then I'm going to go to Vegas. Chin's Surf Cafe. Mom advice. When I was successful, they would not let me, hold on, this is going to be good, not let me in the house unless I had a bottle of Dom Perignon. But when things went bad, we survived on Moët. All right, good for you. What do you think about the newest thing of banning Dr. Seuss books? Hold it, hold it, hold it. I didn't even know they were doing a thing on banning Dr. Seuss books. I mean, if that's really true, we were all out of our minds. What do you ban Dr. Seuss? Ban anything. Why don't you just ban me? You know, nobody has a sense of humor anymore. I mean, come on. What are you going to do? Ban Bugs Bunny, Courageous Cat, and Minute Mouse? Everybody's offended by all of this stuff? Come on. It's fun. It's the truth is always funny, and you can't stop the truth. Mike, you know what, Miko, I'm going to go to New York and Jersey to tell Italian Americans that they are not Italian and know nothing about Italy. Okay, well, I guess we can't really get Gigi to conform. And he's only 35 years old, so I don't know what he's so upset about. He should be a little bit more better. But Gigi, if you want to come to New York and you want to come to New Jersey, you want to tell the Italian Americans who live here in this country that they're not Italian at all, let me know when you're coming. I know a lot of Italians that would like to meet you. And we'll have a nice sit down. We'll have a nice conversation with you. So you let me know when you're coming, all right? Have a great day. Monique, bam, Mike, we can't ban you. Nobody's going to ban me. You can't. You can't even find me. Make Biden's Italian uncle tell him the real story. The liberals are banning the most liberal doc in history. The Dr. Seuss stuff is bullshit. Of course it's going to be. They banned Mr. Potato Head. Did they really? How do you ban Mr. Potato Head? You can't even tell anybody what he really is. You know, you add shit to Mr. Potato Head. So Mr. Potato Head is actually nothing. And then you add to him. So whatever you make him is what you make him. Before that, it was nothing. So that's how stupid this world is. You know, I was talking about some jokes the other night on a show that I was doing that this guy was suing this place that does bikini waxing in Canada because he went in there and he said to the girl, wax my balls. And she said, I don't do that. I'm not going to do that. And he said, I'm going to sue. So he sued the company because he's a guy, but he identifies as a woman. So he had the right to have his balls shaved or whatever that is. Now, why can't somebody just say, whether you identify as a woman or you're a guy or whatever thing you think you are, you show your balls to this chick, I have the right to bash your fucking brains in. That's the way I see it. Because if you did that and that girl was my daughter, I would beat the living piss out of you. And then I'll go into a woman's room in an airport and I'll take a shit and say, sorry I dropped the deuce, but I identify as a girl. Hope they don't ban Woody's Pecker. Woody's Pecker. Remember Woody Woodpecker? Come on, how much fun was that guy? Wait a minute, don't ban Woody's Pecker. Hold on a minute. Wife and I went through self-checkout yesterday at the grocery store. We can't go through self-checkout without thinking about your act. Thank you, David Crankell. I appreciate that. I miss you and your family. Crankles Food Stores, day and night food stores on Route 35, Neptune, New Jersey. One of my first sponsors in my life as a performer. And I'll never forget doing that TV series that we did, Reconstructing Jersey, inside Crankles Food Stores. Right now, I'm saying hello to my friend Vinny Ciceri. Hey, Vin, how you doing, man? I just got into town yesterday. I miss you so fucking much, buddy. We were just invited. You're going to come with me. We're going to Foggia Italian Deli and Market in Lakewood. It's about an hour drive. It's right by the Laugh Factory in Long Beach. The food is incredible. We're going to get treated like gentlemen. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to grab a shitload of food, and we're going to drive back up here to North Hollywood and Burbank. Vinny Sinceri's been in a lot of movies. In fact, Vinny was in the movie Analyze This. So if you guys didn't remember the movie Analyze This, there was a lot of scenes when he comes walking around with the gun, but there's a really famous scene where he gets thrown over the edge there. So this is really, really cool. Good, brother. No snow. Yeah, there's no snow here. We had 3 feet of snow in New Jersey. Really, really out of control. Vin, I miss you, man. I miss hanging out here. I hope you got some good things going on. I picked up some new sponsors. My tour's starting to pick up. Doors are starting to open. We're going back. We're going back. We're going back. And then we're going to do a new web series about running for president. My grandfather was from Foggia. Yes, the Italian deli. They're all from Foggia, and that's why they have the title Foggia Italian Deli and Market. Funny movie. Where Jilly. Yeah. My friend, if you go to Vince Ciceri, Frank, you'll see that he's a friend of mine. He's a martial arts expert, movie star. Check him out. Go say hello. And you be friends with him too. My peeps. Yup, Foggia. Jelly passed. Yeah, well, let's not say anything negative. I don't know about you people, but sometimes it seems going on Facebook, I feel like I'm reading the obituary. Everybody's passing away, from stars to people that you went to high school with. You know, it's not just the pandemic. I lost another friend last week to cancer, and just it's a little too much, you know. So, and we got to stop these people from killing our joy. You know, if something was written and created and was put out, leave it alone. Watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you like me, watch me. If you don't like me, shut it off. It doesn't matter. It's easy. Live from my mother's basement. I mean, some people say to me, why do you call it the basement? Because we were there. Shit's fucking crazy. That's right, Sarah. I'm sorry for your loss, Mike. Oh, no, I'm good. Everything's cool. Sad. You're right, Mike. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. Yeah. Someday, I think in the world, somewhere, somehow, somebody gonna go, what was it like back in 2020? Oh, it was a long time ago. Last 5 guys I worked with died. Shit, I'm sorry, Vin. All right, here comes one more question, and then I got to get going. John Brown, 1258 on Instagram, asks the question, Mike, please go back to arguing with Gigi. Can't stop laughing on the last 2 episodes. Hey, Big, are you watching? They are all from Italy. I almost had a heart attack. Hey, Big. Sometimes you got to write your text if you talk and it don't come out right. Go to leave, Mike. What a pleasure keeping in touch with you. Okay, Anthony Rena, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure keeping in touch with you. Folks, I think if I was a Oscar-nominated actor, or I won an Oscar, or I was some multi-millionaire, or some unbelievably famous whatever the hell it is, I'm always going to be the humble, blue-collar guy that I was when I was a kid, because that's the way I was raised. I was raised normal, not new normal, not the new normal, the normal of all normals, the way a person's supposed to be. You say hello to somebody, you open up a door. You're kind, you're caring, you're nice. You don't have to be an asshole to anybody, and you don't have to fight. Vinny Ciceri, my friend, is deadly. He could take your fingernail off your finger. But he doesn't fight anybody because he's so well trained, he knows in his head he could snap your neck. But he doesn't have to, because we live in joy. We're Catholic, we're Christian, we're happy, we're normal. Don't worry. Enjoy yourselves. Once we get through the pandemic, if you're watching something you don't like, shut up and turn off the channel. I don't watch shit I don't like. If you like what I'm doing, keep on watching. Go to the YouTube channel. Most of the comedy is clean. If you like clean humor, Mike Marino live on all social media. It's fun. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, wow. Somebody just wrote an Italian complete. Mike, it's always a perfect time when I catch your show. Stay blessed. Stay blessed, Dixie. Thank you so much. Dixie's in Texas. Think about what happened in Texas. Not only did these people get hit by a storm, but they lost their electric, they lost their heat. Some of these people lost their houses, their livelihoods. Could you imagine being part of a pandemic and then they bust you from a big ass storm? That's out of control, right? Amen. Old normal. Men are men and women are women. And everybody slaps you on the back. That's right. Someday they're going to slap somebody on the ass during a football game, and somebody's going to turn around and say, "Oh my God, I'm suing you." So sorry, Mike. I meant to write, "Hey Gigi, you're watching. They are all from Italy. I swear, when you're arguing with Gigi, everyone was laughing like crazy. You destroyed it." You know, I've been a comedian for 28 years. It's very easy for me to verbally assault anybody at any time, and I will win the conversation because it's all I do, and I know what's on your mind. Sometimes it's a waste of time to give anybody that kind of attention. We're here to have some fun, you know? Let's have some fun. Go to my YouTube channel. It's Mike Marino Live on YouTube. If you subscribe, it's free. You can unsubscribe whenever you want, but it's free. Right now I have 5,100 people subscribed to the channel. I'd like to get to 10,000. Texas is still recovering, but you make the days better. Thank you, Sarah. I have a lot of friends that are in Texas, Dallas, Houston, all different parts, Corpus Christi. I used to tour all through Texas. I love it out there. Be careful out there. Be safe, people. I feel really, really bad that that's all happening. Like I said, we're going through a pandemic, and then you get hit with a storm. When we got hit with the storm in New Jersey, at least we had our electric, we had our heat, we take care of our loved ones. Everybody was fine. You light the fire, you get out your snowblower. Texas, they couldn't do none of that. That is just out of control. I told the storm I was part Italian. I gave them no problem. Let's keep it Italian. Commercials on the air again. Yeah, right? Hey, Mike, just started following you past few months. You ate funny. Remind me of my boys back in Bensonhurst. I'm Albanian and grew up with Italians, still hanging with them now. Any Albanians, Mike? Oh, thank you very much. There's actually a lot of Albanians here in North Hollywood. A couple guys next door are Albanians, and I made good friends with them. They're cool as shit. They got great accents. They actually kind of act like that Italian Bensonhurst type thing. They smoke cigarettes and they wear gym suits. Hey, don't. And you know what though? They make your neighborhood safe. You make a friend like that, you got a friend for life. Everybody got a baseball bat behind the door. There's nothing wrong with that. The tough guy to call me Mr. John Frieda. Listen, I wanted to mention a couple of things, but I guess I got to get going. It's 8:45 here in Los Angeles, California, North Hollywood. Hope everybody had a good time tuning in to my podcast tonight. Listen, you could always keep on watching all these podcasts because they repeat. They repeat on my YouTube channel, and they also repeat on iTunes, Google, Spotify, Anchor, and Italian American Radio in New York City. I'm very blessed to be on the Italian American Radio out of New York. And the guy out there, his name is Johnny Anello. They call him Johnny Mandolin. Mike, let me ask you something. Way do you call it prosciutto and not prosciutto? Prosciutto, not prosciutto. Albanian and Italians in New York City are very similar. That's right, they are. Well, you know what, John Brown, with the Albanian, you could talk to this guy Gigi and tell him what it's like to live in Brooklyn, being from Albania, and other people being from Italian. To answer your question, Gigi, I think it's the Americanized version of the word prosciutto, and we call it prosciutto. But if my mom is from Italy, and she's from a little town called Duronia in Campobasso, okay? Now, if my mom said prosciutto melon, to her and to me, that would be the proper way to pronounce it because that's the way her family said it. Now, Gigi, I'll explain to everybody watching this show right now. There are so many provinces in Italy that their dialects change and they're different. They're so different that sometimes someone from Rome wouldn't understand someone who spoke Italian that was from Abruzzo. Now, if that's not true while you're out there in Italy, then I don't know. But it's true when you come to the United States or Canada. So the accents or the dialect is so different, they can't even understand each other. So when I went to Italy and I visited Rome, my mother would say, hello, how are you? By saying, Gerich. And people looked at me and said, what? So maybe that's the answer to your question. Okay, so right now, Robert Quartro's watching the show. The governor just announced Texas will be fully open next Wednesday, so do some shows. Okay, so maybe I'll go down there. And my cousins are saying that I'm actually answering the question correctly. Now, Robert Quartro's family is from Foggia. He named his Italian deli after this place he's from, Foggia. So if I go in there and I say I would like to order some prosciutto, he's going to give it to me and he understands. If I was to say I want gabagool, for whatever reasons why we say that in New Jersey, I don't even know. But the thing is, it's funny. And I'm a comedian. And there's one thing you don't do. Get rid of funny. And I'll end on that. I gotta go. Let's make America Italian again, everybody. Remember my motto. You don't know nothing, you don't see nothing, you don't say nothing. And everybody say this. Write this. How do I end every single one of my broadcasts? I always end it by saying the same thing. Don't take no shit from nobody. Good night. Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.